Welcome to the Jaros Health Podcast, where we make it easy for you to better serve older adults. This is the weekly Jerry on Ice segment that is a collaboration with the Institute of Clinical Excellence, the official Con Ed provider for the Jaros community. Okay, we're live. Good morning, y'all. My name is Dustin Jones. This is the PT on Ice Daily Show. Today's Wednesday, so it's Jerry on Ice, where we talk about all things older adults with my partner in crime, Christina Previtt. We both teach modern management of the older adult. That's an 8-week online course as well as a 2-day live course as well. So we're live on Facebook. Good morning, Avery. We're live on Instagram as well. And for the podcast listeners, hello. Kelsey, good morning. So last time I was on here, it was right after the National Senior Games. So the weekend after that, I was in Asheville, North Carolina, teaching modern management of the older adult with Alex Germano and Christina Previtt as well. And since that weekend, which has only been a week and a half ago, I've had some really interesting interactions with some folks that I'm treating that I want to talk about today, and in particular, talk about the power of the awesome list. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Ben. Lots of folks on Instagram. It's pretty cool to see y'all tuning in. So the power of the awesome list. So there's two people that are coming to mind when I mention this, and I both saw them last week. So the first one is Betty. Betty is an amazing individual. She just moved into the assisted living facility where I'm mainly working as a home health physical therapist. Betty moved in, and the doctor does home visits, comes in, kind of does a checkup, and recommends physical therapy. So I come in and I meet Betty and say, "Hey, Betty, your doctor recommends PT." And she was just kind of down, it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I know, I think I need it." And he said, "I need it. And, I know I have these issues. Let's see what we can do." So I'm reviewing her chart. It's not that long. She's taken maybe four or five medications. She has hypertension, she has some of the, I guess, common, chronic diseases that we'll see with many of our folks, but nothing crazy, nothing, too out of the ordinary, very, very healthy individual. But when you talk to her, she doesn't really exude that. She doesn't really exude the confidence that would come with good health in that state. And so we start to, do some of the functional assessments. In home health, we do the OASIS Starter Care as the first visit. So we have to see how they're kind of maneuvering through their home and kind of see, what their level of independence is, how they perform some of these activities of daily living. And we're going through and, she's doing amazing, doesn't need an assistive device, no walker, no cane in sight. She's getting in and out of bed, getting in and out of the bath, getting out of her apartment, walking to the dining hall, no issues whatsoever. Amazing. And keep in mind, she's 92 years old. And just crushing it. So, okay, let's see how you're doing with gait speed and some of these functional measures that we talk about on this podcast, like the timed up and go, for example, the SPPB, the 5-time sit to stand, 2-minute walk test. Freaking crushes every single one of them. Her tug was right around 11 seconds without an assistive device. Her 5-time sit to stand was right around 9 seconds without, so she was not using any upper extremity assist to come out of the chair. Amazing. I mean, she did well with all the different stance variations with the SPPB. Freaking crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. And I go to kind of review all these things. So grip strength was no bueno, Avery. Avery asked about grip strength. And OT is on board. So OT in our world will really, measure that and keep an eye on that. Avery, I love it. I love it. But she did amazing individual and in a really, really great condition. But when you talk to her, not so much. And so when I kind of sat her down and we talked about, what we found in terms of these objective measures and said, "Oh my gosh, Betty, you did 11 seconds on the timed up and go. That is amazing, especially, for your age. You didn't need an assistive device. I mean, definitely comparing to a lot of the other folks I'm working with here, you're doing absolutely amazing. You were able to get up out of the chair and stand up and down 5 times without using your hands in 9 seconds or whatever time I said before. A really amazing time. Betty, you're doing amazing. Your 2-minute walk test, absolutely crushed it. You're barely breathing by the end of it. And, you doubled most folks, distance in this facility. Just constant encouragement. And whenever I kind of put things into perspective for her, of where she ranks compared to other people, of what is normal or what may be considered pathological, her eyes just lit up. She said, "Really?" She was surprised, even though she knows she doesn't use a cane, she doesn't use a walker. She's walking all over that facility, and she sees a lot of folks in that facility are using some type of assistive device or getting pushed, in a wheelchair. She didn't perceive of what was normal for her because she has been so medicalized in the system and very discouraged of where she is at in terms of her functional capacity. And that was just shocking to me. I would think that it would be very obvious that she would be encouraged with her current functional capacity in her current state, but she wasn't. And she needed someone to remind her that she is doing awesome. And that is our role, especially as physical therapists or PTAs or fitness professionals, because I know a lot of you folks will watch this. Some of these folks need reminded that they are doing pretty darn well. And we can say that with confidence based on a lot of these functional measures. And so she just perked up. And since then, so this was last week, she has completely changed her behavior in terms of how she spends her time in that facility. Now she's going to the exercise classes that are performed every day at 10 a.m. She was not before. She's starting to participate in a lot of the activities that happen the 2 or 3 o'clock hour that the activities director does a great job of directing. She has actually increased her activity levels, which is going to increase the odds of her maintaining that her functional independence. And I'm not going to say this because I told her she was doing great. I'm not going to make that claim whatsoever. But I think that may contribute to her confidence in her ability. And I think those are very powerful words that we have the opportunity to do. And we can easily do that with a lot of our folks. The awesome list. What is normal? What is good? We're really good at the problem list. But let's focus on what's good and normal as well. There's another person I wanted to mention, Shirley. She just moved into the building last week. She's an interesting situation where she has one room, then across the hall is her husband. So they got their own little compound right there and on the third floor of this building. And so they just moved in, and they had all kinds of stuff brought in. Their daughter's very involved, and so is their son. And they were all there last week. I chatted with them before I knew that one of them was going to be my patient, or Shirley was going to be my patient. And over the weekend, Shirley had a fall. So they slept. Their first night in the facility was Friday. She had a fall on Saturday because she's been having some vestibular issues, and they know if it was vestibular or if there was a medication issue related to orthostatic hypotension. But she got up quick, had some type of episode, fell, hit the ground, went to the emergency room. They cleared everything, and then they went back home. Now, for some reason, I don't know at what point this is recommended, but Shirley's in a wheelchair. Shirley has not walked since Friday. She has just been sitting in the wheelchair. They've been wheeling her to the dining hall. She's just wheeling back and forth across the hallway to their separate rooms. And their daughter has been very, very fearful. They've been very afraid of her, to get up out of the chair, for another fall. But they also thought she can't walk. They thought every time that she stands up, she's going to have this episode where she is going to lose her balance or maybe potentially pass out due to, blood pressure or whatnot. And so there was a lot of fear involved when I came yesterday to do the Oasis Starter Care, that first visit. And so we were doing the assessment, checked orthostatic hypotension, nothing there. The blood pressure remained pretty normal. There is some vestibular involvement. She's going to ENT today. She's on meclizine, which we know is prescribed way too much with a lot of these folks. So there's some stuff going on there for sure. But when you look at how she was functioning or in sitting, when I was testing her strength and whatnot, everything looked good. So in my mind, let's get up. Let's stand up. Let me see how you get out of your bed. How do you get out of your chair? How do you get on and off the toilet? And when I went to do that, the daughter walks in and sees her mother walking with a walker from the recliner to the bathroom. And you would have thought that I was Jesus, that I healed this woman, that she could miraculously walk again, that she had lost all her capabilities before, and then I showed up and somehow fixed everything. And it was absolutely absurd how excited this daughter was to see her mother walking. But it really just opened my eyes to, how much fear is involved in a lot of these situations and how that actually influences activity levels. That everything that they've been told or been focused on has been what's been going wrong, what's been wrong, what's been wrong What are things that we need to fix versus what are things that are okay? What are things that are normal? And Shirley had some amazing lower extremity strength. She could still walk. Granted, I would want someone around there with supervision when she does walk, but she can still do it. And we need to encourage that in a lot of our folks. And that was just a very powerful, encouraging situation for the daughter, but also Shirley as well, to where now instead of being in the wheelchair for over 3 to 4 days, now, today she's walking with the aides and walking with her family, with supervision with the forward walker that they have, which is dramatically different than sitting in a wheelchair all day, which is going to hopefully improve our functional outcomes down the road. So that's the power of the awesome list. Shirley, there's some issues that we need to work on, but there's a lot of things that are pretty good as well. And we can still, encourage folks and remind them of where they are and what is normal. My gosh, it happens so much, especially a lot of these folks that are in their 80s, 90s, that have been through the healthcare system for so long. All those visits where they get an MRI, they get the x-ray, they get the lab results, they get this new diagnosis, they have to get this new medication. Their doctor tells them, or another therapist tells them, what issue that they had that they need to be worried and focused on. How many times are they told, you are doing great? Yes, you have these issues, but man, you're doing awesome. Keep it up. Good job. They hardly ever get told that, and we can be in a good position to do that. So I want to give you all an opportunity, though, to encourage someone else that is very near and dear to my heart, and many of your all's hearts as well. So Ernie Perot, you probably don't recognize that name, but many of you may recognize his Instagram account, at 97 years young. I hope some of you all have seen this account. It's ran by Ernie's grandson, Devin. I think they're around Boulder or Denver, Colorado. But usually every Sunday, Devin takes his grandfather, Ernie, to the gym. And they'll do all kinds of different posts and Instagram stories of what they do. And Ernie is pushing weighted sleds, doing weighted squats, doing all kinds of amazing stuff. And I've been watching them for the past year, and Ernie is about to turn 98, and he is consistently getting better. The dude is running now. He is literally running when he could not do that before. It's been an amazing account to follow. If you don't, at 97 years young, it's about to become 98 years young. But it's an amazing account. And in the Jerry PT circles, we've been pushing this hard and sharing their message. But Ernie is the man. He is the man. And he turns 98 on July 23rd. And Devin, the grandson, said, hey, let's load up Ernie's mailbox with postcards wishing him happy birthday and encouraging him and telling him how awesome he's doing and reminding him that, my gosh, you are an amazing example of what it's like to age well and to age successfully. It may be easy for him to forget that, like I mentioned before, but we can be in a cool position to remind him. So how to do this? Go to geroshealth.com/Ernie, GEROS health.com/Ernie, ERNIE. I'll put a link in the Facebook comments as well. And there you can write a card, a good old-fashioned birthday card, or you can use one of those online services like Postable, where you can actually get a birthday card sent. And I mean, you pay like $5 or something like that, but it's kind of hands-off. And then Ernie's address is on that website, on that page, geroshealth.com/Ernie. You got to do this by July 19th. So this is kind of a timely message. So for folks that hear after that, you can still send a card, but his birthday is July 23rd. Get that in the mail by July 19th. And we're trying to absolutely flood Ernie's mailbox with birthday cards and notes of appreciation from the community, the PT, rehab, fitness community that I know many of you all follow Ernie and have really enjoyed his story. So let's really try to make this happen. We need to get at least 98 cards. That's the goal that Devin set out, but I think we can absolutely crush that. So geroshealth.com/Ernie. But to wrap up, just want to encourage you all, don't forget to encourage your folks about what is good, what is normal. Show them the awesome list. Really believe in those folks and have them believe in themselves, really challenge their beliefs of their body to where they can have a more positive expectation of what they're capable of now and in the future. I think we have a very unique and really amazing position to really influence folks. So that's all I've got for today. Lots of courses going down, but the best way to do that, y'all, to stay on top of that is to get on that Hump Day Hustling email. So if you go to ptoниce.com, go to the bottom, sign up, name, email, and you're on Hump Day Hustling every Wednesday morning, right around this time. I think around 8:30 a.m. Jeff Moore cultivates 5 links that he fields from all the faculty. So he puts out in our private chat, hey guys, what have you read this week? What have you listened to? What have you watched? What have you seen? Send it to me. And then he takes that 5 links, quick and dirty, very, very helpful. And there's no fluff whatsoever. But at the bottom, he has all the upcoming courses. So you'll make sure that you don't miss anything that may be nearby or a course that's online that you've been wanting to take. So Hump Day Hustling, just go to ptoниce.com, go to the bottom, sign up. Hope you all have a lovely week. Share that awesome list with your folks, and I will talk with y'all soon. Thank you for listening to the weekly Jerry on Ice segment of the Jaros Health Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, you should go to jaroshealth.com to check out our course offerings that will make it easy for you to better serve older adults. Once again, that's GEROS health.com and click on the courses tab. Thanks for listening.